Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm a little early. I know I'm scheduled for 10:30, but I'm gonna come on a little early so we could talk about it. Hit that like button while you're up there in that skybox. Hit the like button on your way in, please. Like. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe and share. Hey, no patience. How are you today? This is going to be an open panel. Why am I early? You be back in 20 minutes. Okay, hi, Bench Thinker. I'm early because I wanted to come on early because I'm home from work and I wanted to get the show started. That's why I'm early, but I'll see you in 20 minutes. Hello, Super D49. How are you, beautiful? I won't be on camera. Sephora, hello. Hey, exclusively me. Binge Thinker, Angela, hello. Thanks for joining me. You guys can participate in the chat, or I am going to open the panel up tonight so we can get your little take on the friendship thing. It's just about a little friendship. YouTube ship, friendship, mess versus message, confidant, associates, loyalty versus no loyalty. We're going to talk about it tonight. That's what we're going to do. Hey, Benj, how are you, baby? So I decided to come a little early. I know we already have a late night host. So they do the late night and they stay up they stay up a long time on their panel. So I'm just going to come in here and we're going to talk until I get tired. How about that? But I want you guys to participate. Good evening. Come on in. So we're going to talk about friendship, loyalty, YouTubeships, and some other thing. And like I said, this is going to be an open chat. So you're welcome to come on or you can engage in the chat. Please make sure you like. And if you haven't subscribed, subscribe to this channel as well as my new channel. And I'm going to run this and then I'll come back. So, welcome to those who I have not spoken to. Make sure you be respectful in the chat as well as on the platform. We still have a certain decorum. I don't let it get but so messy over here. And so when I drop this link, hopefully people will come on. But we want to talk about the friendships and YouTube shit. Can you really have a YouTube ship that develops into a friendship? Now, I believe you can. I do believe you can. But I think that you have to develop. It has to develop. You can't say you love me and I'm your good friend and you loyal to me. And then when you get mad, we come out here swinging on each other and turning on each other. To me, that means that was an underdeveloped friendship or YouTube ship. Now, people say, well, you can't trust everybody. Sure, you can trust people. You have to trust people until they show you different. That's how I believe it. But I'm also a firm believer in you only can bite me once and there's no coming back from that. That's who I am. I told you I kind of hold grudges. And if you do something to me that I think that's very damaging to me, an apology will not really be accepted. The apology is for you, is not for that person anyway. And I believe that a lot of the things that I have saw on here and in real life in reference to friendship and apologies, they're just not legit. They're just not genuine. You're just saying that to be saying that to appease other people. Hi, kind to me. How are you? Thanks for joining me. Now, I know a lot of people here, they're in camps, what they call camps. And I get that. And it's okay. And I know these people are loyal to their camps. I get that. That's what it is. It is what it is, right? But I don't see me having a solid friendship or YouTube ship if you can't call me on my ish. When I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And no patience got it. Seem like these are 5-minute relationships. It doesn't last very long. So they never turned into friendships. So I don't know who coined the phrase, I'm in a YouTube ship, but the YouTube ships we know are not trustworthy. We know it's easy for someone to turn on you on these YouTube streets, you know. But you got to remember, people say, well, they can't be your friend. You really don't know them in real life. And how could they be your friend? Well, friendships develop from socializing, and we all socialize when we come on here. Is a form of socialization. So thank you, Miss Creole. So I do believe that there are genuine friendships and YouTube ships here. But the difference is that because you haven't really grown to know that person. See, my real solid friendships I have had for years. I saw the other day one of our friends from um, me growing up, been a friend for years with me. She said, 45 years and you haven't changed. No, I haven't changed in 45 years. I have developed into a mature woman, but as far as my characteristics, basically they're the same. What I stand for, basically, it is the same. I don't budge on who I am. And so when you guys go into these friendships, and just when we go into these friendships, we have to be very careful and make sure that we cultivate the friendships. We don't take time to cultivate. And it's easy to say you love somebody. Now, I've seen plenty of friendships on here and in real life where people it's easy for people to turn on you. It doesn't take them much for them to jump down here and they get emotionally unstable or they're hurt and they come down here and let the whole YouTube streets know that someone did something to them instead of stepping back and make sure it's not a miscommunication or a misunderstanding you take to your platform to discredit someone, to embarrass someone, to try to shame and humiliate someone. And here's the bad thing about it in YouTube. In YouTube, they do this and they don't just end the friendship with you, they end the friendship with others. So that lets me know that the friendship was never a friendship. The YouTube shit was never a YouTube shit. I was just going along with the program. I was getting along with you to make sure I stay connected to someone else. That's what it is. I'm only liking you. See, because we haven't cultivated and developed a real relationship, not even on here. So I'm only going along with the process because someone else like you. But as soon as you do something to me, I'm going to come on my platform and make you look bad and shame you. And then I'm going to take my other YouTube ships along with me. See, we all are grown people. We have minds of our own. I say all the time, I am an independent content creator, social media influencer, or whatever you want to call it. So I don't march to the beat of other people's drums, and you shouldn't either because you are a grown person. You can go where you want, you could do what you want. Now, if I'm really your friend or your solid YouTube friend, then you should never have to question my loyalty to you. See, loyalty is something that's earned. And when loyalty is earned is because you have developed a deep relationship. I'm your confidant. I'm your friend. Nowhere, it doesn't matter where I go. I'm not going to badmouth you. I'm not going to turn against you. I'm going to ride for you. Now, you got some loyal ride or dies on here. You really do. But are they really your friend? Are they really your friend? They can't be your friend if you haven't cultivated and developed that relationship. And it takes more than a couple of days. It takes more than the fake I love you and I'm down with you and I'm riding with you. No, no, no. That has to be shown. You have to be able to show somebody you down with them, you loyal. But I don't want no yes man or no yes ma'am as no friend. You have to be able to call me on my stuff. You have to be able to say to me, hey, you did so and so. You kind of hurt my feelings, or I was offended by this. And then we need to work that out. We need to work it out before we flip the on switch to our platform and then commence to blasting each other. If you're going to have a relationship, you have to have a commitment to each other. I shouldn't have to come to you and say to you, hey, is it all right if I talk to Joe Blow? Because is it all right if I go in Joe Blow's, live? And if you see me in Joe Blow live, does that mean that I'm riding with Joe Blow and I'm not riding with you? Does that mean I'm the ops? What makes me the ops? Because I go in someone live and I engage with them because I like their commentary. It's a strong possibility that I just happen to like that person commentary. Now if they dragging you, I shouldn't be in the amen section, as James called it, the amen section. No, then I have a problem if you allowing somebody to drag me and you're not defending me. But I don't expect no one to get out there and fight for me. I expect you as a friend to believe that I'm going to do the right thing. And that's the problem here. You guys are saying you have these friendships, these YouTube ships, and then you turn on each other. That's not cool. If you have a misunderstanding with somebody, just say, hey, listen, we need to talk about this, but let's talk about this offline. Why do we have to make it public so everybody could know our business? And then you get everybody turning against me and me looking like the bad guy. That's not a friend. That's not a friend at all. But I do believe you can develop a friendship and a YouTube ship, and it could go beyond the YouTube streets of computer. You could meet up, you could kick it with each other, and you may like each other, and it develops into a solid relationship. But that takes time. You can't say you my friend. You don't know me to be my friend. Because if you knew me and you was my friend and our relationship was solid, you wouldn't flip on me like that. You just wouldn't do it because you would take into consideration my feelings. See, but I wouldn't know that I hurt your feelings if you don't tell me. You can't tell everybody in the YouTube streets that you have a problem with me and I don't know about that problem, because it's a strong possibility that we could have resurrected, or we could have corrected the problem off of YouTube. Especially, let me tell you something. I talked to somebody the other day and they said they do a lot of behind the scenes talking with people and they real comfortable with that person and they thought they were solid with that person. However, they're not that solid with that person now. And somehow, some way, their relationship is damaged now because they took to their platforms to talk about the situation. Why didn't you just, hey, call me behind the scenes. You call me for everything else. Why didn't you call me behind the scenes and let me know you had a problem? See, because if I have a problem with Miss Monty, Andrea, Queen Diva, No Patience, and they don't know I have a problem with it, but I come out here and tell everybody about the problem and didn't give them the opportunity to rectify the problem with me. It could have been a misunderstanding. It could have been miscommunication. You know, perception is everything. I'm trying to convey this message to you, but you may not perceive it the way I'm conveying it. So if you don't understand, you have to let me know that you don't understand so I can help you to understand what I was trying to say to you. But when you start telling everybody and you start passing messages, it becomes like the game telephone. I say one thing, and then by the time it gets to 100 people, you done wrote behind the scene. It's something totally different. People put their own spin on it. You know how people spin these narratives. Now, that brings me to say this. When people do that, first, let me go back to here. You have to know whether you are an associate. Brother Jay Wilson used to say it all the time. Really, they just my associates. They just my co-workers. That's an associate. Are they a confidant? My confidant, I could confide in them. I could tell them whatever. Are they my friend? Are they friends? My friend go rock with me regardless, good or bad. But my friend is going to let me know when I'm wrong. See, that's the problem. My friend is not going to come on YouTube, or my friend is not going to sit up in the bar or in church and talk about me. My friend is going to come to me and let me know that they have a problem. These fake friendships is just terrible, not on YouTube, but in real life. You remember, a friendship has to be developed. These friends are not your friends. These people are not your friends, believe it or not. They don't, you guys don't even have solid YouTube ships, but that's for you to know, not me to know and not me to judge. But you got to be very careful. We're using our platforms to come down here and discredit people. Now, people intentionally do that. I'm beginning to see that. People intentionally do that. They come down here and they put on their, they come on their platforms and they talk about their friend who was just a friend last week or just yesterday. And they talk about their friends and they discuss everything that them that they have discussed. That's crazy. You know you gonna come out here and because you mad at me, you gonna put all the business out in the street. Everything I discussed with you, even involving other people. Now you inserting other people into your mess. So now my question is, do people do that on purpose? To make mess, to create chaos, to play the victim? To make your friend, who was just your friend yesterday, look bad. See, you can't make me make my friend look bad because that's my friend. My friend has rode with me through good times and bad times. That's my friend. My friend is always there. I don't even have to call my friend for a month. It sounds crazy, but they're still my friend. When I do call, we just pick up. They're my friend. I could call them for anything. I can tell them anything. But it's a little different on these YouTube streets. I'm beginning to see how these people move on here. I don't move like that. So it was hard for me to understand until I just took a step back and I just observed. I observed. And sometimes I don't even think that is meant for harm. I think it's just that people can't keep their emotions in check. And women are very emotional. And I'm going to talk about women because I'm a woman. We're very emotional. Instead of us thinking about something and thinking it through, as soon as we feel as though that someone offended us or hurt our feelings, what do? We go call and tell 20 other people or jump on our platforms and make that person look bad. And then in the midst of making that person, because they only hearing your side of it. Remember, a lot of times they only hearing your side of it. So what happens, you get down here and you tell your side and you make your friend look bad. Well, your used to be friend, your YouTube friend or whatever, you make them look bad. Then they have to come back to try to make themselves look, you know, they have to come back and try to make themselves look better than what you making them. Because is it being messy on purpose? See, some of these people know the road. They've been here before. They know how they move. They know what would create chaos. They know what would make people turn against you. And that's what they using their platform for. So before you call someone a friend, a confidant, you have to build that relationship with them. And that takes time. You know, we don't know these people. You don't know these people. You want to get to know these people. And just because you sit on the phone and talk to someone every day, yes, you developing a relationship, which could potentially turn into a friendship. That still don't mean you know that person. You know what? You have to study people. Sometimes you have to meet people where they're at and you have to study them. And if you know you have an emotionally unstable friend, you need to watch what you say to that emotionally unstable friend. You have to study your friendship. And that sometimes could be difficult because on here, you get peer pressured almost. And that's why I think a lot of people link up thinking that these people are their friends, because this section, I'll call it community, they have a certain type of behavior pattern. You need to watch them. If you know they did it to Joe Blow last year, then most likely they'll do it to you. Are you really watching a person, studying a person to see who they really are? Are you watching their behavior patterns, their emotions? You have to watch that. You have to study that. I'm seeing it more and more and more. It's so easy to flip on each other because they want to belong to a camp or a group of people. And because they have that desire to belong, they call you their friend. They go out there and windmill for you. You know, that's what they call it. They call it windmilling. They go out there and they trust you. But anytime you have to ask a person, hey, is it cool if I go sit in Mz.Teavalocity chat, or I rock or do business with Mz.Teavalocity or chat with, anytime you have to approach somebody and ask them that, they're not your friend. Trust and believe they're not your friend. They're not even your YouTube ship friend. They're just there. They're your associate. That's all they are. They're not a friend. We need to be very careful on the people who we call friends, especially on this YouTube streets, on these YouTube streets. There's no real friendship. I mean, I haven't ran into any, because if I cross you and say the wrong thing, or if I hurt your feelings, or even if you think I hurt your feelings, you go flip on me. You're not gonna call me behind the scenes like you've been calling me. You've been calling me every day, chatting with me. What you gonna do? You already know people are getting comfortable liking this certain content creator, and I'm just gonna say hypothetically, they like this certain content creator, and you see them, and you like them, and they like them, but all of a sudden something happened. Now you don't like them. Now you want the rest of your camp or your friends not to like them. That's not an adult thing. That's not what real adults do. They say, okay, Queen Diva, you don't like Cookie, but I like Cookie. So Cookie hasn't done anything to me. So I'm going to continue to rock with Cookie. Now, if we in the midst of a gathering and you say, well, Cookie's going to show up, and Cookie, I'm just using you, baby. Bashful B going to show up. Well, I don't like Bashful B. Well, I'll tell you this. Instead of me creating a problem or feeling uncomfortable, I'm not going to attend the function. I just won't attend it. No hard feelings. And Queen Diva say, oh, I understand it. You don't get along with so-and-so. And I understand that if you're going to feel uncomfortable, baby, I'll catch you on the next trip. It's okay to be adults here, y'all. It's okay to be individual thinkers. It's okay to go where you want. Don't let anybody tell you it's not. Because if you go over to certain such and such platform, you the ops, or you're not a real friend. That doesn't make you a real friend. Because you go on to visit someone else's platform and you in their chat and you engaging. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about on these YouTube streets. You know, the chat sometimes is more exciting than the speaker, the host. I just need to know from adults, what do they deem a real friendship or even a YouTube ship? See, because I have 5 solid people, and I'm going to tell you this right now, 5 solid people that I know that I'm developing, or one of them, a couple of them I could say I have a friendship with. I couldn't say that. It's developing into something, and I trust these people. And so I trust when these people follow and go wherever the heck they want, they're going to be just who they are. They're going to be the same person that they are to me if I'm talking on the phone with them. That's just what it is. We have to become independent thinkers and don't let people stop our growth. There's a lot of people on here who have businesses. And because I'm mad at Andrea and Red Afro, who I'm doing business with, now I'm okay with them. I'm doing business with them. They hypothetically, they bringing me thousands of dollars. But now because Queen Diva says she don't like them, I just supposed to cut them off? Or you stopping your money? That's crazy. If Queen Diva is not mature enough to deal with a relationship that I have outside of our friendship, then Queen Diva has the problem, not me. But if you study a person long enough and you watch how they move, you'll know what type of friend they'll be. You'll know, and it doesn't take you long. When someone show you who they are, believe it. You know that saying, believe it. And these people show you real quick who they are. And all friendships are not made to last forever. So I'm going to drop this link. And I want you guys to come on here. I'll read a couple of these comments. And I want you to come on here and we're going to discuss it. Remember, we have a certain decorum over here. Please don't block anyone, you mods. Don't block them unless they being disrespectful. People are entitled to voice their opinion over here. They're free to come over here and say what they want as long as they don't disrespect me, okay? So let's talk. I'm going to drop this link right quick. And you are welcome to come up here and let's talk about this. Let's talk about what we see and how we could be better friends, or how we could develop, because I do believe you can develop a friendship off of YouTube. Is a social setting. Just like if we went to the church, we went to a bar, we went to an event, and we started talking to people, and we exchanged numbers, and we talk behind the scene, and then we go to events together, we hang out together. We are cultivating a relationship that can turn into a friendship. It's done on here all the time. Online dating is one. You can't trust all those jokers, but just like you can't trust the friendships on here. But you need to know how to differentiate a friendship from an associate, from a confidant. You have to have trust, loyalty. You have to agree to disagree, and you have to have mutual respect. And that's what's not happening. We're not having mutual respect for each other. And I'm just saying in general. So if you like to come on here and discuss what you call a friendship, you're welcome to do so. You're welcome, because it's mature adult dialogue over here. So you're welcome to come up here. Good evening, no patience. Well, I'm early. I told you that. Let me go down and see if I missed anything. So come on up here and let's talk about it. I got time today. Hey, Miss Monty, to you. And some people are very loyal to some people. And because they're unstable, let's talk about that right quick. Because they are mentally unstable, or they're just unstable in their life right now, they don't know when they have a real friend. And they turn against the real friend, the ride or die friend, because something went wrong. And again, you take to your platform. If you're a content creator and you have a problem with one of your YouTube ship friends or a real friend, hey, don't take to your platform. Don't do that. Go behind the scenes and try to talk to them. Talk to them, because anytime you jump on the StreamYard or whatever you're using, you're acting out of emotions. Put your emotions in check before you come down here and blast your so-called friend, because there could have been a little misunderstanding, or there could be intentional mess. You could be being messy intentionally, or it was a misunderstanding and you guys could have handled it behind the scenes. And you took to your platform, and now what do? You take videos down. Stand in your ish. If you said it and you meant it, leave the videos up. Let everybody see, because that was the purpose of you coming on in the first place, is to divulge what was going on behind the scenes with you and your so-called friend. Friend, I really like to get some help here. I need some help. Come on, jump on the StreamYard. Let's talk about it. No one in particular. We're just talking about relationships, friendship, YouTube ships, associates. That's all we talking about. I just wanted to talk about it. Like I said, it's not to anyone particular. And if you feel this way, or feel some kind of way, my only thing is, if the shoe fits, wear it. Good evening, Miss Goody Two Shoes. How are you, beautiful? Red Afro. Who else I didn't get? Kimberly Black. Good morning. Good evening, Queen. There are 7 levels of friendship, and here's my producer. Hello, beautiful.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing well. Hold on. Let me read this statement. 7 levels of relationship slash friendship: strangers, colleagues, acquaintances, casual friends, close friends, intimate friends, and family, and significant others. Right. Okay. What's up, producer?
Well, just over time, I've had to develop like a kind of a little diagram, or like a set of concentric circles, which I had to teach my kids. Like, you have yourself in the middle, and then you widen the circle based on what type of friend that is, because you don't want to expect something from the person that's on the outer level. You don't want to expect the trust, the loyalty, the confidence of that person as much as you would the person that has the circle closest to you. And so, when you think about friendships, some people just use friendships as just a overall umbrella, but really it's levels to it, and you bring it, you go through those friendships as time goes. And some, like the first one that I was talking about, um, strangers. We all came on here as strangers. And with the stranger, basically, you're just kind of making an impression on each other. You're feeling each other out to see how it is. You may engage in light talk, but it's not like anything deep. And then, you get to a point where you say, I'm going to take it up a little higher. Now, the colleague one is kind of like when you're at work, you know the
Word.
person, but you're still friendship. And when you're dealing with a colleague or an associate, it's kind of like when it's You may have a shared interest or a goal, like when at work you're working on a project or something, but there's no obligation to each other outside of whatever that is you're working on. Does that make sense?
That makes sense. That
Okay.
makes sense.
So then, like, the acquaintances are like, I know you. Like, um, and that's where I think I get confused with online and in person, because it's really interesting. People can have online sexual relationships, not sexual, but long distance relationships, and
Mm-hmm.
they're building up stronger than people that are in each other's company all the time, right?
That's true.
So,
That's true.
and so I think I had to change my thought process on things, because, hey, I'm thinking it's not, well, it's just, if I turn this off, then doggone it, I will not, that's not my friend when I turn it off. But I've kind of learned different over time. What about you on that part? I'll go through the others, but I just kind of wanted to say, like, because we come on as strangers,
Mm-hmm.
you might have a certain
I,
project, like you
mm-hmm.
and I were working on something, or you collab with,
Mm-hmm.
like the collab you did with Lady Nika, that kind of
Mm-hmm.
makes you more of colleague, associate type thing.
That's
And
true.
then if you build up the relationship, you have like acquaintances, like I know you. You do a little bit more small talk. You speak on a occasional basis. You're friendly. You're like, hey, what's going on? And we see that in
Mm-hmm.
the chat, really, where people at
Mm-hmm.
the person.
Right.
No, they don't know each
Mm-hmm.
other truly, but that's kind of like an relationship, because somebody will get mad at you if you don't say hello in this chat. Because the
Oh.
expectation is we are friendly. So why aren't you saying hello? And
Wh-
yeah, and that's, so I wanted to stop at that part, because I'm trying to correlate it. I call this the neighborhood. I'm
okay.
trying to
You know
correlate it.
what? You know what happens with that too? I realize that too. When you're a content creator and you are hosting a show and you doing your commentary, you don't always see everyone in the chat. And then I believe too, when you have a content creator, and Brianna made me aware of this long time ago, and I try to stop doing it. She said when you drop down, the attention is taken off of the commentary, and then you're in the chat and everybody stopping speaking to you. And as a content creator, I stop every minute to try to speak to somebody. It kind of knocks you off of your game and your focus and what you really come there to do. And then they shift your attention to someone else. And it's happening right here in the chat. You know,
Yeah,
even though we talking about one thing, this person wants me to address another thing. But that's not what I'm talking about. See, we didn't come on here to talk to about anyone specific. We came on here to talk about a relationship, YouTube shifts, the behaviors of what's going on in reference to the relationships and the friendships. That's what we came on here to talk about. But you don't always, Andre. I think people do get offended if you don't speak to them. But this is me. A lot of times I may drop down in the chat and give my salutations and I leave. I'm at work or I'm doing something else, but I'm mainly there to support that content creator and to let them know. Bashful B just did it. For example, Bashful B just said, stopping by Miss T to show you some love. So it is never
but
intentional to ignore someone, but that's how people feel sometimes.
see, the thing is that what I'm trying to do is just kind of correlate it with what's in real life. I'm not even thinking about the content creator. I'm thinking about
Mhm.
people that I'm an observer. So I think about
Uh-huh.
how the people react inside the chat. And I'll see it's not mean, it's not ugly, it's not beef. It's just simply, hey, did you forget about me? Did you see me? Or they'll speak to them again to make sure. And then in regards to the content creator and the chat, I'll notice that people are very polite, friendly, again, in that third level with acquaintances, of saying, be right back. I had a
Mhm.
phone call. So
Mhm.
it's just saying, that's what I don't see. People seem to put this YouTube ship stuff on a lower level than in person. But in reality, I've seen a few studies that say that they go to intimate a lot more on a fast train, because when you're anonymous and you can hide behind a screen, and you know that that person doesn't know who you know, you
Mm-hmm.
will tell them more than you would a
Uh-huh.
person, and they have access to you, meaning that you're, say you're doing a phone chat,
Okay.
whatever you call it.
Mm-hmm.
What's that thing called the
Okay.
iPhone people do? I'm an
I
Android
don't know.
person,
I don't know.
where they talk to
But
each other,
mm-hmm.
but you call the person. But if,
Mm-hmm.
but like a friend, and like a body to body friend, a physical friend, they may not be able to be as accessible to you. Whereas someone
True.
has an issue, they pick up the
Okay.
phone, they'll call their, so it's not alluring. And it really kind of gets me when people devalue each other.
What do
And
you
devalue it meaning like, oh, this is not real life, this is not real, this is fake.
this is
But
real
you're,
love.
that's
See,
what I'm
I think
saying.
it's
That's
real.
what I'm not saying you are. I'm saying
Oh,
I
no,
hear
I
people
know.
say that.
But you know, Spill It Boy and Brianna just made a perfect example when we talking about this YouTube and relationship. Spill It Boy is saying is a double-edged sword sometimes, and it really is Spill It Boy. And I noticed that. And if you talking about, are you talking about in reference to YouTube ship Spill It Boy, and us just having a YouTube ship here? Because Brianna said that's true, mother. So what are you talking about in reference to that? Because it is a double-edged sword sometimes, and I think it can affect a relationship. Andrea, like if you don't speak to people or you drop down in their chat, and somebody see that you supporting one person and you're not supporting another, then it could be a double-edged sword. Are you talking about that, Spill It Boy and Brianna? Oh no, he said, I'm talking about the drop down situation. Yeah, so she's saying it's just the same. Am I right, Andrea? Like in real life, speaking to people?
Yeah, like you're in the chat. You guys have been in the chat every time a certain content creator is on.
Thank you. Right.
And you've been there since the beginning. Like your day ones would expect a little bit more of
Mm-hmm.
the people that they've been in chat with, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then if I came in here and someone who I had been speaking with, hello, how you
Mm-hmm.
doing? You doing
Uh-huh.
good? And then all of a sudden I stopped speaking.
Mm-hmm.
That would probably cause a feeling in that person, just like if
It
I
does.
was walking into a building, a physical building,
Right.
and I decided to walk past without speaking. And
Mm-hmm.
so
Mm-hmm.
we are
I
humans,
got
and
you.
we, despite it being technology, we are still humans, and
Humans.
that's what I'm talking about.
And we have those feelings. That's what, like, I am connected to some of these people. And when I come on here, I really feel as if I'm connected to them. But the minute I also feel that the minute I do something to one person that's connected to other people, then I am the person that get the outcast. That's the type of relationship that I see go on the YouTube streets. But Spiller Boy was saying about the drop down situation. That's what he meant about dropping down. It could be a double-edged sword. And I'm gonna tell you why. Now, I had stopped dropping down in some chats only because I felt as though when the situation and this person in here is pressing me to talk about that, but I won't. But that the situation that I had encountered turned a lot of people against me. It turned, and I saw that because I saw I saw the people distancing themselves from me, and when I would go in other chats, they wouldn't speak. So I decided just not to drop down and support, because now you let me know, because me and someone else had differences, you took it out on me as well. And that's what happens in these YouTube shifts. And that's not fair because we all are adults. I can like Spiller Boy. I could like Pizarro. I could like Brianna. I could like the Duchess. I could like Andre. I could like No Pay. I can like a lot of people and want to engage with those people. But because of you that made my name mud, or someone else made their name mud, or because I'm not being associated with that person or this person, it turns your name into mud, and then the YouTube ship is over. But if it was a solid friendship or even a YouTube ship, if the YouTube ship was solid, that wouldn't happen. That's just me. If they take time to cultivate the relationships, if we take time to cultivate the relationships and get to know people, I don't think the YouTube ships would end so quickly.
Well, see, that when you said that a strong friendship, that's where people have different definitions because some people see a casual friend as a close friend. And it could be two different people seeing it differently. Like someone else would say, hey, we're casual friends. So the expectations are that we're not sharing anything deep. We share the good times. I like you. But, we have a little bit of emotional distance, just a little bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
But because that person, the casual friend, you're not going to call them when something bad goes on in your
Mm-hmm.
life. And
Right,
so
right.
yeah, and that's because I've been thinking about this because sometimes when you at that point when you go from casual, like friendly to acquaintance to
Mm-hmm.
casual, that's when
Mm-hmm.
someone's taking it off of YouTube and maybe engaged via email or it's occasional
Mm-hmm.
engagement. You're not
So,
talking every day.
so
So
go
mhm.
ahead.
No, I need your question.
No, so would it be fair to say that if you and I engage, our engagement was outside of YouTube, you get mad at me? So do you think it's right that you come on here? Now, you talk to me every day, hypothetically, or you talk
Hmm.
to me quite often, you email, text, or whatever. Do you think just because you feel as though I offended you or said something or did something you didn't like, do you think it's fair that I come on my platform and just start blasting you?
No, I don't think it's fair because it's rules of engagement and everything. If you are just a casual friend and that casual friend again, you're just sharing the high points with that person. They're seeing
Mm-hmm.
your Facebook life. They're not seeing your real life. You're friendly, you're casual. So if you guys have gone and you're like emailing like, hey, just checking on you, did you see this in such and such chat or whatever, you're
Mm-hmm.
just talking, then that
Mhm.
is still casual. So at that
Oh,
point for
casual.
me, yeah, for
Mhm,
me, I don't feel like if I was casual with someone, I don't hold them responsible for to participate in my situations. I would hope that if they have a problem with me, they talk to me, but how they handle that at that point, because we haven't been through anything deep,
mhm.
that's
Right.
on them. Because you could break
Mhm,
that friendship up real quick. That casual friendship can end because you don't have the emotional tie. You just
okay.
occasionally, you
Gotcha.
won't really, you'll miss them, but it'd be very
Got
brief. But when you move to that close friend, you're talking pretty much almost every day. You've done a few video calls. I'm
Mhm.
going from the online thing. And in
Okay.
person, you're hanging out, you're going shopping together, blah, blah, blah. And you
Mhm,
start to talk about a little bit more intimate stuff. You're inviting this person to your house. You're going, taking that person out for their birthday. You're a
uh-huh.
close friend with that person. And some people stall at the close friendship. Um, they're like this at this point. Me personally, if I'm your close friend, I would expect for you to contact me first before you told. Not just going
Yeah,
online.
I would think
I
so.
expect for you to talk to
Mhm.
me before you go to your friend, like your other friend,
Uh-huh.
your spouse. Take that to me because I'm the one that caused you grief, and don't take
Mhm,
it online. I feel like that in my personal life. If you're my
mhm.
close friend, we have a mutual expectation there, meaning that I don't want you to look bad. I want to get an understanding because I want to continue the friendship. Casual friendship is like, hey, if it goes bad, we just done. But a close friendship, you will miss that person when they're gone.
Right.
You've
And
put some time into it.
you invested. You
Right.
invested in that friendship. I agree. And I think um I'm inclined to believe that when we come on here and we have that emotional connection and we're developing a relationship, even though it's on YouTube, our expectations is that one day we'll meet up and become real friends. You know what I mean? And I think that's a strong possibility. But because people are caught into alliances sometimes and feeling pressured when you do drop down in other people chat, like Spiller Boy and Brianna was saying, is a double-edged sword. So
Hmm.
what? I drop down in someone's chat. That does not mean that I'm not loyal to you. And that's where they get in casual versus the levels of friendship. How invested are you? What type of friendship this is? Because I don't think by me
Hmm.
dropping down in someone else's chat, it should cause a problem with you and my friendship.
And just like if you are a casual friendship in your physical life, and you say, hey, you've kind of, been at small talk at different places with your casual friend, and say
Mm-hmm.
your casual friend gets into it with another casual friend, you're kind of
Uh-huh.
out of that because you don't have that emotional investment. But if your casual friend gets into it with your close friend, it's a common, and I feel correct, expectation that you align with that close friend because
And
you built something. And
that's where
I
you
feel like people expect, like
mm-hmm.
strangers, the lowest level of friendship, they
Mm-hmm.
strangers will expect you to give them close friend loyalty, trust,
Ah,
alliance. And that's the problem with friendships. I've had that in my own life, and I've had that, um just secondary. Like, if, like, for instance, I have two close friends, very old friends, I would even say intimate friends. They don't get along, they never have. But when it was time for me to choose people for my wedding, I had a conversation. I said, I expect you guys
mm-hmm.
to, if you don't even talk to each other, but I don't want any argument, blah blah blah. And they respected me, and years later they still respect me in that. I
Gotcha.
don't, because I don't, the expectation is I'm not going to tell the other one's business. And that's
Mm-hmm.
when you develop it. That's why you can't be a intimate friend before you're a close friend, or before you're a casual friend. And that's the issue, is that people expect things that you really don't have a right, because you haven't negotiated, nor have you built a friendship, a
So
close
Bashful B,
friendship.
Bashful B say, hold on, baby. Duchess, the Boulay co-host. I think we do become overly invested. It would take me years to build a relationship for me with people I see face to face. I'm mod for a person who stated, if you follow so and so, you're not welcome here. See, I just think that's wrong, you guys, because I have friends that don't get along with other friends, and I just won't be together with them. And I don't, I don't have a problem with that, because I don't want to create any animosity, any chaos amongst our friendship. I understand you don't like Sarah, but Sarah hasn't done anything to me, and I've been friends with Sarah too. So I'm going to just not go. People need to, I guess it's just your matter of what you call a friendship. I
It's
guess
all a
what,
negotiation. That's what I'm saying. It's levels. You got to be aware of what you're expecting from that person. Like, I'm seeing this no patience saying, have no expectations with people on
expectation,
YouTube.
yeah.
Well, then also you should not have expectations with people outside of YouTube,
She
because
just
people meet on. Let me. I don't
oh go
know
ahead.
anything
Go
about her,
ahead.
but I'm saying from
Mhm.
that thought, in my life, I would think, if you are, first of all, I have, it's no intimate friend on YouTube, for me. But what I'm saying is, if I'm friendly with a person, casual friendship, we've taken it off YouTube, but we still engage on YouTube, then the height of the friendship has changed. It's not strangers, it's not colleagues, it's not acquaintances. But it's casual, and it can stay that way for 30 years if it needs to be. But you have to have communication. You have to have, this is how I am. This is people, what I make, the mistake I make is I expect people to be like I am.
Right.
And I
That
have to work on that. I put my attributes on another person. So I
yes.
don't expect, like, what I expect from you is what I'm giving to you. But in reality, we didn't have that conversation.
Exactly. We spoke about that. We was on the phone the other day, and we said the same thing. We expect people to be like us, and that can be mad. That can be bad. Sorry. We expect people to be like us, but I do believe, Andrea, in relationships
Hmm.
you should have some expectation. Duchess, you go, baby.
Are y'all speaking English?
Yes. Why?
Because
Well, to
all
Dutch,
I'm hearing, All I'm hearing is Chinese right now. Yo,
Why is
I
Because
that?
don't know.
yeah,
Okay,
because you choose to
feelings.
stay
I
in the
have no feelings.
stranger level. That's where you choose to stay. And so our expectation of you is to not be concerned about stuff. So and that's good. That's your because we're respecting your level.
Okay, but here's my thing. Here's my thing. I understand you're saying that these are real people, so
They are.
real humans. It's real, but this is not real life because most of these people will not talk to you like this in your face. And
You're
for
talking
me,
about these arguing people. I'm
no,
talking
I'm
about
talking
real
about
people.
just I'm talking about just casual conversations or disagreements or whatever. Like most people
Hmm.
are not gonna walk up to complete strangers and be like, "Hey, how you doing? How was your day?" Like that's how I feel. Like I don't have to come in here and say hi to everybody. I don't know you. Like I just came here to listen to the video, leave my comment, and bounce. So this whole friends and being nice and you didn't say hi to me when I said hi and acted. I'm like, what the hell? I just came here to watch a video. Like, I don't know.
Right.
Maybe
And
I'm
so,
not a
but
troll.
see,
I'm a
it's
bot, y'all. I have
perfect.
no feelings. I have no
But
feelings.
see, that's
Well, like
perfect. That's a
you,
perfect.
Duchess.
I love that.
Yeah.
Because when I'm in a chat with you, Duchess, I don't expect a hello. Like I tease you, I say you're rude. And so and so my expectation of you is you
Right.
might answer something I'm saying, and I'm totally cool with you because you set your position and I respect that position. I'm not gonna whine about you not saying something to me. I'm not gonna whine if you say something that looks shady to me because we are strangers. You see how I look at
But
it,
I
kind
don't
of?
even have a problem. You can do that because I don't care what anyone says about me or opinion of me
Mm-hmm.
as long as it's what I'm saying. If it has to do with what
Exactly.
I've said or what I say on the stream, then have
Mm-hmm.
at it. It's public. Do whatever you want with it.
Mm-hmm.
But
Go ahead. No,
I don't mind people disagreeing with me. I don't mind people shut up, Duchess. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. I don't mind. Like me and Miss Bizarre, we go back and forth. She tells me to shut up at least twice a week. You know, and that's how we do it. She doesn't take it personal. She never blocked me, so like I can deal with that all day long. It's this incessant need to always say hi and are you on my team or are you on that team and I don't understand that. I'm on no one's team. I don't know y'all well enough to be windmilling for people and be so loyal and I just don't understand it.
And
but
that's the beauty of
And
it.
I'm
That's
never going
rules
to
of
be loyal.
engagement.
Yeah, I'm never going to be loyal to something that I do not think is right. Like
Right.
I didn't agree with my own mama 100% of the time. What makes you think I'm going to agree with a complete stranger 100% of the time? Like that will never happen.
I
But just
think
because
it's
I
Exactly.
so
happen to disagree with something that you think or that you said, that
mm,
doesn't mean I hate your guts. Like,
right,
what is that about?
right.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's where we go back to the level of friendship. That part, as Andrea had expressed, she was saying the casual relationship, but more than anything, I believe, and this is my strong belief, because I'm going to say it like this: this is a big game, and because they have certain camps and certain whatever they call them camps, and these people are loyal to certain people. I think it is offensive to some people when you don't speak. But I get you, Duchess, because you neutral. But I think it would offend someone if I dropped down in their chat and they didn't speak to me and they have been speaking to me. That lets me know something has changed in just our casual relationship on here.
Okay, I feel you on that one.
You see what I'm saying,
Which,
baby? Not that
yeah.
I care, because when I turn this computer off, my real life and my real friends and my real family still exist in my life. And that's the most important. But in this YouTube ship, I think it's just really tough. Hold on, I'm going to let you on. Hold on. I think it's really tough when people come on here and you expect them to have an alliance with you. Hello, that's you, babe.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
It's been.
shucky. And you have an alliance with somebody, or you think you in a YouTube shit with them, and then all of a sudden they turn against you because somebody else didn't like you. and they start ignoring you. I think that does bother you a little bit, Duchess. Maybe not you, but for some of us who think we are in a YouTube ship relationship.
But
Hello,
that's
I can see that. I can
you can
understand that.
understand that
Yeah.
because go ahead, spill it, boy.
No, go ahead and finish what you were saying.
Because okay, because I do believe that I connect with some of these people, and I do really care for some of these people. And here's just an example. I don't see Yolanda, say for instance, and I haven't seen Yolanda for a while, just say for instance. And my concern is, oh, I hope Yolanda is all right, because she drops down. If I come on every day, I always see Yolanda. Then Yolanda comes back and say to me, I've been sick for a long time, Miss T, and I haven't been. And I say, oh, I'm sorry you sick, because I have developed some type of YouTube shit with her. I'm used to seeing her, and now all of a sudden I don't see her. Yes, I want to know, did I do something to offend Yolanda? Is she okay? Did something happen to? Because we are developing casual relationships that can possibly turn into real friendship.
well, they're all friendships on a level, because relationships, because
Well,
but like Duchess, and I'm seeing Yolanda, I like that, because I like to have somebody of a different view, because they are at the stranger level. I know of you, but we don't know. We like to talk to Duchess. We like when she comes on. That's all we know of Duchess, is what I know. She likes Motown songs from a game. She likes trivia stuff, but I don't know Duchess. I know of
right,
Duchess. So if Duchess doesn't speak to me, it doesn't harm me. I just say
right,
she rude, you
right.
know. So and me saying that she's rude,
Mhm.
I believe wouldn't impact her, because again, I'm a stranger to her.
Got it.
Yeah.
Spill Boy, what's happening?
Um, this subject is all over the place, and it'll always stay all over the place because it really, when you say like it's cliche, but there's levels to this.
Mm-hmm.
There are levels to this. Everything that all of you are saying are complete facts. All of
Right.
it. It's all facts. And with Duchess, you have to understand there's only probably 5 people like you on this whole thing.
Well, two are
There
here.
are
No,
Yolanda's
probably
here. No,
five
no,
three are
no,
here.
people.
no, no.
Yes,
There's
We
more of
have
ma'am.
y'all
three
out
here.
there. Come out of hiding. Come out.
It's two
Duchess has
others
led
with
the
you.
way.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few people. I'm telling you, when I say it's a double-edged sword,
It is.
you are darned if you do, and you darned if you don't.
Okay.
That's
So
fact.
go
Fact.
ahead. So
When I come in,
go ahead.
I get kicked around for doing, and I get kicked around for not doing. I get beat up all the time for even being amongst you all. And Miss T
Right.
has seen it a million times. I get drugged through the mud at the fact that I engage with you all in the sector,
Hmm.
with this supposed
Mhm.
sector. And I find that to be ridiculous. I find it to be completely ridiculous, but I get drugged. You shouldn't even be talking. Why are you even saying anything? Why are you down here? You got so and so subs. Who cares? Who
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
cares?
Mm-hmm.
And I get drugged for it.
Wow.
And it makes absolutely no sense to me. I have had whole beefs with people because they came in my chat and said, I dropped down and you didn't speak to me, and I know you seen me. You know, I
And
had
Mm.
sometimes
how?
800 and 900 people in my chat at one time.
Mm.
And this is that's a constant. I have literally been hit up on I've been hit up on social media, other social media in my DMs, and it's not one time. It happens all the time. You don't speak to me. I've super chatted
Oh
you, and
my gosh.
I mean, and
That's
go
terrible.
off, go off. I've had people say, I left you because you don't speak to me. I'm like, what are you talking about?
That
Mhm.
creeps me out.
Misplaced
Oh my
That
God.
expectations.
I'm telling you, again, there are really levels, and I'm only at 30,000. I can't even imagine when it gets 75, 100. If I would open my DMs,
That's
you
crazy.
would sit there and you would fall out on the floor at what
Can I,
comes through my DMs on a daily.
can I ask a quick question, James?
Absolutely.
Since
Absolutely.
you started selling the mask, and I purchased one, love it, thank you. Um, have you noticed that people who continually buy, are they trying to buy favor from you? So they expect you to kind of treat them special? Because sometimes when people, they feel like you're personally helping them out, when in reality, you performed a service and they're paying for it. It's just like Walmart. But they'll say, well, I bought some of his mask
Yeah.
or whatever.
Well,
Do you, have you noticed that?
there are people who actually do that, and they shouldn't, because what you have to understand is James went to school
Mm-hmm.
to be a fashion designer before YouTube even existed. You know, this is a career thing. It's a job. You know what I mean? One thing, they kind of they scratch each other's back, but one thing really don't have nothing to do with the other thing.
Right.
But there's always that few that go there. You know what I mean? Just like, I don't really talk about YouTube money. If you ever notice, I don't talk about my YouTube paycheck, unless some questions are
Mm-hmm.
asked that I have to say, but I don't jump on here and get to talking about YouTube money. Why? That ain't what I'm here for.
She's
That's not
Right.
what I'm here for. I entertain. I entertain the same way. My videos, if you are somebody and I ain't talking about lives, I'm talking about what
Mm-hmm.
I actually do, the core of what my channel is. Reviews and stuff like that, they're the same as they always were. They're the same as they always were. When we had a few years ago, when it went and there was a big thing with the ads, and AdSense was a mess, and YouTube screwed up the money. I mean, literally, our paychecks were cut. Mine personally was
Mm-hmm.
literally like cut in half.
hmm
And a lot of people they're not even here anymore. When that happened, they were like, "Oh, I'm gone. I'm not doing it." I never stopped making videos. I
Yeah. So
continue to do that. I continue with the same shows, added more, did what it was that I do what I do because I like what I do. I'm not here just for money. So I
let
don't get all into that. Oh, I'm not gonna do this because the money ain't right. Or mm-mm, mm-mm.
let
I'm
me
not
ask
gonna
you
do
a
that.
question. Now that you said that, do you think, and just from experience, because you guys been here while you're in Duchess, that the super chats and the Cash App create stronger YouTube ships or friendships?
no, it made it worse.
No, listen to what I'm
Wait,
saying.
say that
Mm-hmm.
again. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
I
Say
catch
again.
it.
You
I was
feel
looking in
though,
your chat. Go ahead. Say it again.
do you feel as though the super chat and the cash apps given to content creator make them develop more of a YouTube shit with certain subbies and content creators?
Ugh.
Does that make
I
sense?
Um,
yeah, ugh, I
I
can't answer that.
that there's a double-edged sword. It's a
Yeah.
tell me
double-edged
about
sword,
the
and
double edged sword.
I'm gonna give you, and you see, I'm not being messy, but I'm gonna give you an example. I'm not being messy. I'm gonna give you an example. I'm gonna give you real, so you
You,
can actually put your hand on it and it's tangible. I'll leave the person nameless, but the person came in
I know
and
who it is.
they gave me a super chat
mm-hmm.
for $100, which that is like, oh my god, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my god, well, thank you, and I kept it moving. But now I don't think no more of her $100 super chat than I do of the person that lives two doors down from her that gave a $5 super chat, because that's who I am. Your five is just as good
Mm-hmm.
as the one with the 100, because y'all are different. Okay,
Right.
so I appreciated both of them. Both of them were a blessing, because didn't nobody have to give me nothing, because don't nobody owe me nothing. YouTube is free 99, and always has
Mhm.
been and always will be. It's free 99. But
Yeah.
that person, as soon as they had an attitude, because I didn't do nothing to them, but they got an attitude, and then they weren't featuring me no more, because the people turn off on you. Then it became, I gave you so and so, and I paid for your so and so. And it became this whole other thing. And then it was a dragging match. And then it was, I paid for his whole camera. I bought his camera. What camera you bought with $100?
A
So
Polaroid.
Oh yeah, I remember
exactly,
that.
and you know we
Yeah.
don't use
I
those.
know.
It
No, I know what you're talking
it's a double-edged sword.
about.
Something, you gave a donation that somebody didn't ask you for, and then you started acting like that person worked for you,
Hmm.
and then you're going to throw it in their face, and that person still is mentioning that $100, and it's been 2 years,
Look, that's what
still
we say.
dragging me through the street about that $100.
Right.
Right.
So
See, and
it's
that's
a
expectations
double-edged
again.
sword.
Yeah.
It's a double-edged sword. And then I have people who have super chatted me. You ain't never heard no more about it. You ain't never heard
Yeah.
no more about it.
I believe when people super chat, I'm super chatting you for a show. That's just like paying anyone else. I'm super chatting you a cash apping you for a show you did for the
Exactly.
entertainment.
It's just
You
like
know,
when you go to see a stripper. If
right.
you go to
Well,
see a
basically,
stripper and
yeah.
you give a stripper $1, you ain't running into that stripper in the mall and get tell I gave you $5 when you were shaking your butt. And
You
that's
know,
how that feels.
you know when a dude buys you a drink in the club and he act like he's your wife now.
Oh,
We married now. You got to dance with me the
exactly.
whole
And
night.
that's how that feels. That's how that feels. It's like, wow, it's interesting. It's interesting. And again, that's why I tell people all the time, I appreciate everything that you do. But I'm not, you've never seen me beg super chats. You've never seen me ask for
No.
cash chats. You never will. And you
I
never
think
will.
I think it's different for content creators. Like I can't speak to that because I am not that. But
Yeah.
as for
Mhm.
just a viewer or a subscriber, like in these streets, it can be downright dangerous
It's
to,
crazy.
to give super chats or to sign up for memberships because then it's like, oh, you're that gang,
Right.
you're that team,
Right, right. That just and this, but it's not
That's
new.
right.
It's not new. It's super chats and cash apps you can't see. But if they could, it would be a problem. It's that green monster.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a
It's a
green monster.
monster.
Yep.
It has never gone away. It's always been here. I'm gonna tell you when I first came, what it used to be was back in the day, it was GoFundMe's. Some
Really?
of the beefs, when you get down into beefs, most of the beefs that are on YouTube
Hmm.
all have to do with money.
money.
All of
Yeah,
them,
it comes
because
down to
people have
money.
a bad habit of counting people's money. It's everything is linked to money. It's the sub count, because sub count turns into what? Money.
Views.
Money.
Views
Mm-hmm.
turn
Mm.
into money. And it's the green monster. But I remember back in the day, it started the hugest, nastiest beefs always had to do with them daggone GoFundMe's.
Hmm.
Mm.
One person would get on and they be friends, and then the next thing you know, they then had one GoFundMe too many, and then they get on and they argue and this, that, and the other. And child, listen, this
So
stuff.
Right.
so you saying, so I know you had developed a relationship, a friendship outside of YouTube, and I think it didn't end too well. I don't want to go into full depth, but it didn't end too well.
I've had many, not just that
Have
one.
you had many? How many
I've had many. It's not just that one. That one is the biggest one because we're one of us is sitting on 30 something thousand subscribers and one sitting on 20 something thousand subscribers. So that's why y'all see it. But there's been others. There's been others that were smaller. It doesn't matter about the numbers. It's time spent and what's been shared and things that they did. That's why when people start that mess about, oh, this ain't real life. Yeah, it's real life. It's real
Yes.
life.
It's real life.
Anytime you virtually lay your head in someone's bosom about your real life, it is real life. Anytime somebody is helping burying a child or catching a bill, or that's very much real life.
That's real life feelings, but it
Yeah.
doesn't feel real. It doesn't feel real to me because you can get on here and call me all kinds of bees and hoes because you know that I can't punch you in your face.
Well, they do it at
So
home. People do it at
it's
home though.
not really real to me. Like the consequences for being overtly disrespectful is not the
Well,
same as real life. It's like, so
yeah,
it's a
I mean, people are,
disconnect. It's a
but in
disconnect for
real
me.
life, how often do people really get to fighting and carrying on, Duchess? Because once you get past a certain age
You
and you
don't
have
do that.
something to lose, you don't really get out in the street and get to
Come
scrapping.
on. When you
True.
have something to
That's
lose.
real life. See, real life, when you pass 25, you ain't so quick to run out in the street and get to scrapping. When you having a real life. Now you might be foolish and be out there carrying on like that, but when you pass 25 and you really a grown person, real life says you sit your ass down. Because
But
if
they're
you
quick to do
outside
it
the
here.
street fighting,
They're
you know,
quick to do it here though. So I mean, people
yeah,
are quick.
yeah. I mean, and
So,
yeah. And then you get the keyboard gangsters. You know what I mean? But you
yes,
have
that's
people that'll do it in your real life to you at work. There's people at work that will mess with you at work just because y'all work together, and they know when you leave work, you still ain't gonna jump on them because y'all do work together.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, am I lying?
But that's true.
mm,
That's
You
true.
got managers at work that will push you and push you
Mm.
and push you and know, well, Duchess ain't gonna punch me in my mouth because Duchess knows she punched me in my mouth. I'll cut that check off, and she
Yeah.
gonna have
And
to
you're
be able to make
fired.
her mortgage. But
Mm-hmm.
if y'all were just somebody that basically kind of just lived next door to each other,
Mm-hmm.
they would push you like that.
So do you, let me ask you, because I'm this when we dealing with it. So do you think these YouTube ships, I'm gonna hit you with this. Do you think these YouTube ships are really based on the camp that you in, or trying to get attached to a camp? Or what do y'all call it, James? You've
Some
been
of
here
them
the longest. Huh?
charge calling nothing. I got my people. It ain't about no camp. One, I don't allow, and I shouldn't say allow because they're all grown, but I don't advocate for my people to go attack people. I beg them, don't do that.
Well, I've heard you.
Don't do that. I don't activate and all that. I don't do that. Let me bring the smoke to me. Leave my
Mhm.
people alone. Don't come in my chat attacking my people. Come and attack me. Leave my people alone. They came to be entertained. They ain't coming to be entwined up in some mess.
I'm just telling you, people be for attention. I get, yep, I believe that no patience, people be for attention. We already know that. And James just stated money making. But I do think that people develop these YouTube ships, and I'm just gonna believe this until the end. That people are only developing some of these YouTube ships because they want to belong to certain camps or
Well,
whatever they.
yeah, if it's beneficial for them, it's a clout chase.
Why is it
Let me
beneficial
get
for them?
close to
that
this
yeah,
person. Clout
totally.
chasing. Yeah, let me get close to this person so I can siphon gas off of
Mm.
But what are they getting out of it?
nothing
Just
because it don't work. It don't work. That mess worked for
I'm gonna
back
windmill,
in the
like
day.
I'm gonna windmill hard in these streets for
Shut up.
James Caldwell. Like, what am I getting out of that? I don't
Nothing.
understand that.
Nothing.
I
An
guess
If
you know.
attaboy?
James
Am I
liked
getting
you
a
in the
gold
first place,
star? Am I getting a cookie? Like, what am I getting
if
out
I
of it?
liked you, I liked you. If you don't open your mouth, I still like you. If I don't like you and you can get out there and fight, I still ain't gonna like
Okay. I'm just trying to, because I just think some of these people become too invested. And because we are emotional beings, I do believe that you can develop a relationship with somebody in the hopes that you develop a friendship. But if you guys are not going to meet outside of YouTube, then you have nothing more than this YouTube ship. And yes, it will be easy to turn on each other.
People turn on you right when you get together and y'all actually meet outside. They'll turn on you easy because people are just like that.
I think this behind the scenes, this whole behind the scenes
That's a
area
problem
is causing 99.9% of the problems. Like,
and you
what
know what
are
behind
y'all
the scenes
doing
is, right?
behind them scenes? What's
You
going
know
on
what
back
behind
there?
the scenes is,
No,
don't
tell us. What is behind the scenes?
Behind the scenes ain't nothing but a different version of three-way phone calls.
Yeah.
That's all it is. You know how many girls, y'all were girls at one point. You know how many friendships you see break up behind a three-way call? When they first started that call waiting and three-way calling, people remember when people used to call people and have somebody on the phone and they had their phone on mute and the other one be talking about them and they be listening.
Man, we
Ain't
used to call that total. We used to call that total phone. And
right? Ain't that what behind the scenes is?
I guess I
All
didn't
this
grow up with total
recording
phone. We were
calls,
broke. I
and
had
I
total
got
phone.
receipts.
Well,
I got receipts. Ain't that's all the same
oh,
thing.
and that's what it becomes receipts. Yeah, I just can't, 100%. I think we should just stay off the phones, but I still can't.
But people won't stay off the phones. They won't, because that's what they do. That's what people do. People are messy.
Okay,
people
but
are people.
What's going on? What are you saying behind the scenes? Never mind, that's a dumb question. Well, I was gonna say, what are you saying behind the scenes
that you ain't got no business
on
saying
YouTube? Like, because I just say whatever I want. Like, I don't have to go behind the scenes. I'm gonna just put it right here, like, so everybody can see it. You don't have to guess what I'm thinking. You don't have to guess what I'm saying behind the scenes.
My phone number ain't out there like that. I don't play them games like that.
Yeah.
And I truly am a person that anything I say, I will repeat.
See, that's what I say. Don't say something you can't repeat. Don't do something that you can't show. Like I said, there is no shame. If I said it, I could repeat it to you. I could repeat it to you. But here's the craziest thing. I do think a lot of stuff is being done behind the scenes, but that just makes me real leery to befriend. Well, I ain't gonna befriend anyone on here anyway. I've learned my lesson.
Come to the dark side. Come to the dark side.
That back. Can you drop the link yet? But
you knew. You already had been warned. You knew.
But Miss T, you're not like heavy behind the scenes, are you?
No, she's not heavy. That's what she got to see how it works. If you ain't got to engage, and
you got a taste.
You don't have to go outside.
One email gave you a taste.
You can be sitting on your porch. Drop the link, Miss T.
I dropped the link, baby, but I don't see no Lady T in here, so she's blocked.
No, Andrea is asking.
I dropped it, baby. There it is. I dropped it. I hear her. Go ahead. Yeah. Sometimes you do want to talk about YouTube, and my husband ain't down with the gossip. But let's go there. Let's go there too. Let me tell you what I really believe in, what I observed, and this could be head on. Some of these people don't have a real outside life. So this is their life.
Real life.
This is their jobs. So a person
job and their life, Miss T, that's two different things. There's a lot of people who this is their job, and there's a lot of people who this is their real life.
I'm talking about this is some of these people's lives, though. This is their life.
It's everything. They're just on all the time. They ain't even working. Right. They just on all the time.
Right. And those
are be messy here like they would be messy in the streets.
Yep, exactly. And those are the people who think that these people are their friends for real. Because then they get this emotional breakdown. I thought you was my friend, but I only know you through YouTube. I only know you through, I guess, emails and behind the scenes. So I'm not really your friend like that. But these people believe that these people are their true friends. and they haven't taken time to cultivate a real friendship. If this is what they call a real friendship, the stuff that happens on here, then we have a real problem.
Let me ask y'all both something. What is your
You guys,
definition?
hold on, because
Oh.
I'm getting. You guys don't see the link. I keep dropping the link.
I see it.
Hold on, they saying they don't see the link.
I see your link, but it's not lit up in blue.
Okay, here's hold on. Here's Lady T. Hold on, you guys. Here's Lady T. I see it now, baby. Lady T, is that you?
It's me. You
All
didn't
right.
block me. I'll change my name.
Oh well, see, I didn't know all that. All right, thank you, baby.
No problem.
Go ahead.
I just wanted to know what y'all's definition of a flip flopper is.
See, I don't think it's no flip flopper. I think if you change your mind, you change your mind.
Okay,
Shit,
but
if
what
I
is
change-
but I need to know what your definition of a true flip flopper is. James?
Me?
Yeah,
Okay.
go to hell.
Anyone?
No,
Hey,
I'll
baby.
answer. I just stopped myself because I started to give names.
No, it's in general.
Okay, so flip flopper. This is a flip flopper. Okay, so you come over to my channel.
He's not gonna
And
go.
I'm not.
No, go
And
ahead.
you come over to my channel and we're over there, we're having a good time, everything's fine, nothing really going on, you know? And then you go to a different channel, and then you're over there, and I'm in the bushes, and I look down, and maybe this person's dragging me real good. Call me all out my name, telling stuff that you know for a fact is not true. Now, you don't have to. I don't even expect you to get down there and say, that ain't true, that ain't true. But I also don't expect for you to get down there and say, girl, I know that's right. Yes, girl, drag him. Oh, yes, drag him. Or start adding your sauce to it. That's a flip-flopper.
Okay, so your definition of a flip flopper and
Is a
two-faced are
two-faced
pretty
and a
much
hoe.
the same thing. Okay, so we're on the same page.
Right, it's a two-faced and a hoe. That's what it is.
I just was
Oh
wondering.
my. Welcome to the chat, Lady T. What's up?
Hi. So how's everybody? Hi, Duchess. Hi, Spiller Boy. How's everything?
Hey, babe.
So I couldn't see the link, but I don't want to drag the conversation all the way back, but about the chat. A lot of times I'm not looking at the chat. Like I might drop in and say hi to the host and everything and hi to the chat. And when I say in the chat, I mean everybody, you know? And I might go into another screen or I might pull it up on my TV. You know what I mean? I'm not always looking at the chat the whole time I'm there. And a lot of times I'll try to say, you know, I'm on another screen or whatever. I'll say I'm on another screen and people will still say hello to me. And I'm like, I'll come back to the chat to see. And sure enough, somebody said hi. And your nerves be so wrecked. Oh, you know, I don't want no one to think I don't like them and all this other freaking stuff. Or I'm not cool. I got a problem with them because I missed a hello. You know what I mean? But you don't always see people in the chat, whether you doing your commentary or when you just hanging out in someone's chat.
Right.
Exactly.
You know? So that's all I was trying to say in regards to the chat. But hearing Spill It Boy, it's funny. I had a conversation today, and I was talking about how I wanted to handle myself on these streets, and I was naming people, and I didn't even make the connection until you was talking that the people that I was naming are your peoples. And it's probably and it's probably for that very reason that you know you ask that they, you know, conduct themselves a certain way or whatever, and let you know, do all of the dragging and stuff like that, and you know, let them keep their you know, channels to the reviews and the jokes and the, you know, stuff like that. But I literally was just speaking of it, and I was like, wow, I just made the connection just now that the people that I was naming and how they, you know, handle themselves on the street was like an example, and it just so happens that they were like all your people.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll say this. We're not getting off too much.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see? Okay, people coming here. See what I mean? That's why sometimes it's hard to follow the chat because people come in here and try to knock you off your game. I do. I'm gonna still believe. So, what do you guys call loyalty? And I'm gonna start with Duchess.
Ugh.
Loyalty.
Ugh. That word irks my
Yeah,
soul.
because I don't even know why that comes with why it comes
How
from
can I
play.
be loyal
'Cause
to
this-
someone who doesn't even know my real
exactly,
name?
Okay.
exactly.
So,
Yeah.
Okay, I'm
So
gonna
when
tell y'all.
people,
I'm gonna because I got accused of being a flip flopper,
well,
and
say
let me
flip-flop.
tell you. I think I know why. Because I will never be loyal to a person so much that I agree with their bull crap. Like if I'm your friend, I'm your real friend. Like we friends out here in the streets, and you do something that is bogus, and I don't tell you, you ain't no real friend to me. Like if you agree with it, yeah, go ahead and keep doing that bogus stuff, girl. Yeah, then you
Hey,
not my
baby.
real friend. You don't have my best interest at heart. So my loyalty lies because I don't know none of y'all. My loyalty lies in what makes sense and what seems right. So sometimes Mz.Teavalocity will be on that side, and so it looks like I'm windmilling for her, but really I'm windmilling for the principle of it. And then sometimes James will be right, and I'll be on that side, but it's not really I'm on his side. It's just he's on the right side, and that's the side I'm on. So it looks like I'm flip flopping on people, but my loyalty is never to the people; it's to the principle. What's
Wow.
right,
but
what
you
seems
know what?
true,
And
and what
I
makes
think
sense.
that's fine. That makes sense.
I
And then
agree.
I'm gonna take you one that's real where you say being an adult about things where I've been accused a million times about you tell people where to go. I have never told anybody where they can go and where they can't go. Never, not one time have I ever done that. All you've heard me say is don't be in the amen section, dragging
Right.
me.
Mhm.
But I ain't
Right.
never
I heard
told
that.
nobody where they can go, where they can't go. And I'm gonna use a name. I'm gonna use a name, and I'm gonna be messy. Mz.Teavalocity
What?
from the door. When Mz.Teavalocity had been watching me
Oh.
already, she had been watching me, and when we actually had an exchange, that woman sat right in front of me and told me when she sit in front of me, literally. Let me quit because they always pull my card and say, "Oh, you said y'all were sitting in front of each other." When we had a conversation, Mz.Teavalocity said to me, and we were online, she said, "I don't like what you said in this one instance. I didn't like your verbiage. I didn't care for your verbiage, but I watch everything. Sometimes I agree with you, sometimes I don't. Now, I am basically loyal to," and she didn't use that, wasn't her words, but that's what she meant. I am basically loyal to this camp pretty much. But I do like you. And I don't think that every time that things go out there, that you're wrong. Now, if I was this person that they try to paint me out to be, I'd have cussed Mz.Teavalocity out, wouldn't I? I'd have cussed her out. What do you mean you don't agree with me? And I'd have called her all those bad names that I use. And going, did I cuss you out, T-Velocity?
Nope. And I always say I don't always agree.
T-Velocity.
Huh?
Have I treated you funny?
No, never.
Not at all.
Not at all.
I've
I mean,
always said,
I disagreed with you one time on something you said, and you didn't block me. I remember we were in Ask
no.
April's chat, and we kind of had a little back and forth. It wasn't anything,
Right,
mean.
and that was it.
It was over, and I'm in your chat. Hey, James, and Duchess is not blocked. It's fine. It is what it is. It wasn't no big deal.
Yeah.
No.
I mean,
I know because one time I came up on your platform and I told you, and you first off you welcomed me up there,
Hey, April.
and it was never an issue.
no. I'm not. I'm like, they could build, narrative spinning that's a YouTube thing. You can disagree with me. It's okay. You see that
Right.
woman that eased up on this panel?
Right.
You see that? You see her down there with the white bubble? That heifer disagrees with me all the time. All the time. And then she calls me on my house phone and talks shit to me. Sorry, Mr.
Now you see, you lying.
She does. But I don't cut her off. I don't block her from the phone.
No.
She can block me back. She got a blue wrench.
Right? But you know what?
You didn't like, you didn't got quiet on me now.
Nope. But you know what? Listen, no patience put in here. You know what? It all boils down to a level of respect.
Right.
And being adults and have a level of respect for people. And that's the bottom line on how I perceive that as well. I just want it to be a level of respect. What's happening, really, BTV?
Hey, everybody. How y'all doing?
How you doing, really?
Hi. What's your take on friends and loyalty? We was on loyalty, but go ahead, shoot, baby.
I mean, you talking about like real friendships, or you talking about like people like YouTube stuff? Because there's a difference. And I think Duchess just said that a minute ago. She was like, "How can I be loyal to somebody who doesn't even know my real name?" And
right.
I mean, there's a level of that. One time, this was months ago. I might have even been a while ago. I told Spilly Boy a long time ago. I said, "There's nothing that anybody on these YouTube streets can say to me about you. Because you know why? I can pick up the phone and call you and say, well, what did this happen? Did that happen?" And because I know we outside of here, we have a friendship. You know what I'm saying? So people that I meet in the chat, it's cool, it's great. I say hi, they say hi back, but we don't know each other. And if I want to, you don't like somebody, that's cool. You don't like that person. That don't mean I don't like. I mean, I don't know these people to like them or dislike them.
Yeah, that's what facts.
And there's a lot of stuff that I would say to James behind the scenes, and we'll have a conversation about. That don't mean I'm going to go on here and make a video. There are people that we talk about different things, and there are people he knows I don't care for, and there are people that I know he doesn't care for, and that is what it is. But that don't mean I'm going to go on here and make a video about everything. That's just not. To me, there's a difference. There's a separation there. So
how do you feel about that? So that was one of them. Now just listen, you and James have a friendship off of here, but just if it wasn't like that, how do you feel about James? You disagreeing with James and he come down here and make a whole video about you and start telling you, yeah, really BTV back in 1987, blah, 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 and boom. What would you call? How would you feel?
I don't think I'm sure I understand the question. You mean
okay, I guess I ran on. How would you feel if you and James had a disagreement and James came down here and made a video about you and then he started blurting about the stuff that you guys have talked about in the past? Let me put it like that.
I would be hurt.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I would be hurt by that. But would I make another video and go back and forth with him? No. First of all, I ain't going back and forth with James Caldwell. No way.
Don't stop it. Don't be saying. Don't do that.
Anybody that want to go back and forth with him is a fool. But that's another conversation. But I would be hurt. I would be hurt by it. But again, I would be hurt by it because it's a different situation. If it's other people there's been people on YouTube that have made videos about me, and it don't bother me no kind of way. It don't, because I don't know them and they don't know me. It don't bother me no kind of way. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, and that's where I think is a little different that when you think that you're developing a relationship with someone and you do speak to them behind the scenes and and then all of a sudden you guys have a disagreement and they come down here and make a video about you, that is very hurtful because you do believe that you have established some type of relationship with them.
Yeah. And I would look, I know for myself, that's just not, I don't know, that's just not how that's not how I handle stuff in my real life. So I wouldn't handle it any different here. If I have a problem with somebody in my real life, I talk to that person.
That's what I thought. That's what I would consider an acquaintance, a friend, a YouTube ship. I would talk to that person in real life. I wouldn't go and tell everybody else that I had a problem with that person. I would talk to that person because perhaps we had a misunderstanding or a miscommunication. But I think when it comes
can
to
I be devil's advocate? Can I be devil's advocate?
go,
Right?
sure.
Okay, but what if you did have a conversation with that person behind the scenes and they still weren't hearing you? And you thought to yourself, well, the only way they're gonna hear me is if I make a video. What y'all think about that?
I mean, that's how you choose to handle it.
Mm.
I
Sean,
mean,
I feel like
is
a
that
big
something you would
right now.
what?
Just hold
Baby,
up, Miss T. Well, see,
I love y'all. I do. I love.
But you
all
know
of
what?
y'all.
That lets you know, though. No, we're not talking about anyone in general. Just keep it,
No, I was.
kind of cute.
I'm not gonna
I
front.
know
And
you
talking
was,
about
but I'm
me
gonna
too?
answer that for
yes,
you,
I
messmaker.
am. But I didn't mean it in a shady
Messy
way. I'm
Marvin.
just like I kind of understood what you were saying. Like I personally wouldn't do that, but I understood where you were coming from when you said that.
But listen, if that ain't the first time that you would notice that a person don't listen. When people show you who they are, believe it. That just that day or that appointed time, that person didn't show you who they really are. They have been showing you all of along. You had just been expecting something different from that person. So you didn't want to believe it. That's how I take it. But go ahead, James.
I was going to say, listen, the honest answer, there's levels to this shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Listen, there's levels to this shit. If you think for one moment that you're going to sit down here and subliminally shade me, and just because it ain't PC to make a video about you, you're going to be mad with me. You're going to be mad with me.
How to shade? Can y'all teach me how to shade? I want to be subtle. I want to learn how to be subliminal and subtle.
Yeah. I mean, I got caught up in one of those situations. I got caught up in one of those situations where I said what I had to say live, and it was, oh, you're a terrible friend. You're a terrible friend. But the truth of the matter, and everybody found it out 7-8 months later, there was 9-10 people walking around YouTube that had already been given information about me. You just didn't say it online. You said it in rooms.
Right.
You said it behind the scenes. You did the dirty deed, but you just found another way of doing it. So you were innovative. So am I.
And I want to go to Melissa. Most times, people who make the videos of the behind the scenes, I think that was their intention from the beginning. That's why I said sometimes I believe when people get down here and make videos, their intentions is to sow discourse and division with people and play victim. That's just me. Because if you
because I was told, well, I never came down and said anything about James.
Thank you, Yolanda.
But 8 of your friends made videos saying what you wanted to say.
Right, exactly. And that's why I said
Are you freaking kidding me?
Right. And that's why I said you have to handle it the best way you have to handle it. I've handled things, I've had situations that I have gone to YouTube and I've made videos. I have, but again, like James said, there's levels. There are, I mean, everything is in a black and white blanket answer,
Yeah. I mean, you got to do what you got to do. You got to do what you feel is right.
I guess you do. I just say that I do believe, you guys, that if you cultivate a YouTube ship, you could develop a real friendship. But it'll take some time, I don't think
you gotta know that it could break just like a regular friendship. Mm-hmm. Regular friendships break all the time too.
Yep.
And different people are people.
Yeah.
People do things, sometimes they make a mistake.
Yeah.
How do you make a mistake? Wait, ho. What did you say?
I said sometimes people make a mistake.
How would you make a mistake?
Oh, you don't think that's a mistake?
Oh, hell no.
To cross me is a mistake, Miss T.
Oh, I'm sorry, baby. I didn't hear that part. I'm saying getting down here making a video about you. Yeah, that is a
That's it.
mistake.
That's crossing me. That's a mistake.
Okay, baby. You're
That's a
right. We on the
mistake.
same. We on the
Yeah,
same
because
wavelength.
you don't really, you don't really think that you really did anything that bad until you find yourself in the midst of it, and then that video start rolling out, and you find yourself being cleaned up. Then you know you made a mistake.
And I think that sometimes I'm gonna push back a little bit on what you said, Mz.Teavalocity. I don't always think that it's people's intention in the beginning. In some cases, I think sometimes people, they have a roadmap that they're following, but I do think sometimes situations change. I've been a victim of somebody jumping ship. They want to just join another team because they think it's the winning team, and
Right.
I'm expendable. I don't think that was that person's plan from the beginning per se, but it's what ended up happening. You know what I'm saying? And so I do think that sometimes people get caught up in that whole, I have to be a part of a camp. I have to join a side. I have to, and you don't necessarily have to do that. But
yeah,
whatever.
that's what we said. Yeah, do we believe some of this is just being done to join camps and to side with people and to turn other people against you? So you're right, really, BTV. I just see some of the stuff happening around here totally different. And again, remember, we all have our own perceptions and perspectives. We have our own perceptions and
It'd be
perspectives.
clout chasing. It'd be like, I didn't say anything really all that bad about you. All I said was, but you shouldn't have said nothing.
Right.
You shouldn't have said, and I think me and really B is talking about the same thing. But it was like, you shouldn't have said nothing. Why'd you even involve yourself? It didn't have nothing to do with you.
And then sometimes it's too late. See, here's my thing. Once you cross me, that's it. I'm like James. I think he said, but once you cross me, that's it. There's no coming back. And I'm gonna tell you why. Especially if you make videos. If I make videos and I come down here, I start calling everybody in corporate America, in the world, tell them about you. There's no coming back because you intentionally trying to cause me some type of harm, even if it's just emotional harm. I believe you're trying to harm me, so there's no coming back. An apology wouldn't be enough for me because you can't erase what you done etched in other people's minds about me. And no, we shouldn't worry so much about what people think. But on here, on this, I'm talking about YouTube specifically, you have to be very careful of that. And that's just what I believe.
I mean, if you're really serious about your YouTube page and your career and you're trying to build a professional brand and a rep for yourself,
you should ignore it.
You're gonna have to chill on these behind the scenes friendships. Like business and friends is just not gonna mix. It's just gonna be problems. Like, just you got to keep it strictly professional.
That is the truth. That is
behind the scenes and sending text messages about what so and so had on and how their hair looked is gonna come back and bite you square in the ass.
Square in the butt. You absolutely right. That's
one beat can ruin you. Nika tells that story best. One beat can ruin you for sponsorships.
Yeah.
Wow.
What happened? No patience. Okay, no patience was coming on.
Make a decision. You make a decision.
Come on back, no patience.
Am I not?
Yeah, Andrea said something interesting about the subliminal and the shade.
Okay, let's talk about that. Okay, because I think James had hit on that. Okay, James, talk about the subliminal. I think you had. Okay, hold on, no patience. Hello, sweetheart.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Hold on.
I'm sorry, I didn't want to interrupt. I just wanted to ask a question. Lady T, you and I never talk. You know, I don't know you. You don't know me. We've seen each other in other chats and things like that, right?
Yes.
Did you not think that it would happen to you?
Girl, listen.
Oh.
I just ducked.
No, what? Okay. When I came on and I made I'm gonna answer it. When I came on and I made my video, And I basically was saying how I want to handle myself on these streets from now on. I was coming to that realization about a lot of different things. And, you know, sometimes you just got to learn lessons the hard way. Sometimes you got to just, you know, like take your lesson and learn it. Like I want to graduate to the next grade. I don't want to keep repeating the class. You know what I mean? So that's just where I'm at right now. I'm trying not to repeat the class.
So once again, did you not think it could happen to you?
I didn't know enough about the past in order to know.
Come on, Lady T.
I'm
Come on, Lady T.
no
You said
patience.
you talk every single day and things like that. If person sit here and talking about other people they don't even know,
Okay, I understand
did
what
you
you're
not
saying in that
think?
regard. I understand what you're saying in that regards. I guess the answer would be yes, I didn't think, but I guess I wasn't thinking. If that
My
makes sense.
eyeballs are so big right now, yo.
Nothing.
Because you messy. Because you messy.
Was that messy? Damn, I gotta learn to be quiet. Okay, go ahead.
Don't you got
I'm
some
just trying to bring I'm trying to bring a little levity to the situation, but you know what? No
patience. I
patience.
guess
You
I
got some
wasn't thinking.
balls on you, girl. You got some balls on you, girl.
No, I'm just curious because I don't know Lady T. I've seen her in chats and things like that. And me personally, I've been targeted. And I'm trying to just find out the truth. Like you sit and talk to someone for months and months at a time. And you guys talked about all kinds of stuff. Because it's definitely being exposed now.
Mm-hmm.
I really I'm curious to know, did you not think it could happen to you?
I said, yeah, I guess I didn't think it could happen to me, but I know better now. And I gotta take that lesson. And I gotta take that lesson with me. I gotta take it with me. I can't leave it behind. I can't keep repeating this grade. I gotta take my lesson and learn it.
Okay. And another thing is, you know, because right now a lot of businesses are affected in this beef.
Absolutely.
If you could do it different, would you?
Damn sure would.
Okay. I have no look, sis, I don't know you and I really don't have any problem with you. I wish you nothing but the best, okay?
Thank you, no patience.
You all right? Look, I ain't got no beef with nobody. Miss T, heads up. Love you guys. And I'm saying that love as in love, one love, keep the hope alive. But I ain't got no patience for these bitch.
Oh, thank you, baby.
All right.
I know where she was going.
My Lord, kumbaya.
So
wow. My Lord.
That knocked me off my look, Jane.
Let's
really
all
that knocked me off my course. But
let's all hold hands. Let's hug. Let's all give a big
no, you know everything.
I don't want no hugs.
Hold on. Everything is not a kumbaya. Bashful B just said it, and Bashful B and Andre, and I think some other people feel like me. Once you cross me, I don't think there's ever any coming back for me. I can't just forgive, but we have to meet some people where they at, and then when people show you who they are, believe it. And Cookie says another thing, all of the things that said out of anger here on YouTube makes me wonder if that's how folks felt in their heart from the beginning. That's what I was saying, Cookie, when I was saying really being, I don't know if you picked this, if this what you was talking about, but that's what I say, that I believe that some things are done intentional. I do. I really believe that people
some things are done intentional. Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah. I agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's done intentional. Yeah.
Let's get back to this subliminal shade thing, y'all. Talk to me. Everyone's
James tell me subliminal shade all the time.
Yeah, but everyone's idea or definition of what is subliminal and what's shade is different.
Me
and
too,
sometimes
Melissa.
You're taking shots that were not meant for you. Like, what's up with that? Like,
I
you
think
that
so
you're
too.
on my brain 24/7. Like, no, I wouldn't talk about you when I said that, you know. What's
I
with
think
that?
so. I think so too. Sometimes people believe somebody changed it to an elephant. Oh, that's Lady T, the elephant in the
The
room.
pink elephant, honey.
That
Is
was
that
for
supposed to be the elephant in the
me.
room? I
Now that
don't
was a
know.
subliminal right there. Good
Is that
Right.
a
Lord.
subliminal?
The pink elephant in the room.
Oh, y'all will mess me all up.
I,
Woo!
I think I don't know what the hell y'all talk about, but I'm glad that I don't know.
That was for me, y'all. The pink elephant is
Yeah, I'm
for
glad I
me.
don't know.
Yeah, you don't. But with that being said, but anywho, I think y'all done threw me all off. I'm about to cut this out. Y'all done mucked me. Oh, subliminals.
Sorry.
So you know what? Why would a person feel that a subliminal is for them if they must feel some kind of way? They
Guilty
must feel
conscience.
a guilty conscience. Hey, Gaia, they must feel some kind of way if they think subliminals is for them. You know, I don't get into that stuff. If I want to say something to you, I'm gonna say it to you. But if you don't answer my call or you don't answer whatever, and I'm trying to reach you, you know, I don't think coming down here making videos about you would do it. If you're not gonna listen to me, then you just not gonna listen to me. And that's just the bottom line.
That's something, that's why I wish I went about things differently. But I don't feel like it was a sub because you know why? They knew. They knew
Hit
exactly
dog
who I
will
was
holler.
talking to. I chose not to say their names, but they knew damn well who I was talking to. You know, and they decided to put everything out on Front Street then thereafter, and that wasn't even called for. And mind you, I had the conversation with them in private, but they weren't hearing me in private. So I came to meet them at their level. This is what they like to do. You know what I'm saying? They love the live.
The Smart Show said a hit dog will holler, and Cookie said if it doesn't apply to you, let it fly. So yeah, hit dog will holler. You know that. But y'all, with that being said, y'all knocked me all off my game. I think I'm gonna wrap this back up. I think I'm a realist back at. I think it's just levels, like Andrea said, and I think we all in the casual stage with some people in a relationship trying to develop relationships. We need to really be mindful of behind the scenes talking and passing receipts and stuff like that, because when people get mad, this is what they do: come down here and expose everything you say, and it's not cool, you know. So is levels to a relationship right now is just a YouTube ship. I believe relationships can develop with you know, outside of here. Be very careful. If you can't, this is the message: if I say it to you, then I should be able to say it to everyone. And if I show it to you, then I should be able to show it to everyone. That's just what it is, because you never know. Cookie said a long time ago in the chat, is not if they turn against you, it's just when they gonna turn against you. And that seems like a fact on here. Closing statement starting with Duchess.
Oh, yeah, hey, sorry. I just want everyone
Thank
to
you,
know
Andrea. Good night, sweetheart. Huh?
that if you are in question about anything that I write or say, come to
Right.
me. Ask me. I will tell you what I meant, what was in my heart, and what my intentions were. I'm not good at throwing shade. I'm not good at subliminal. I'm way too blunt. So I have no idea. I have no problem standing behind what I say. And if anybody says that they got an email with me talking sniggity stang, I have officially been cloned, because I don't do behind the scenes. No one has my email. No one has my phone number. Good night,
Thank you,
y'all.
Duchess. Good night. Go ahead, spill it, boy.
Oh, child, I'll just be watching, honey. I know what to do. I'm a YouTuber. I'm a YouTuber on the content creator side, and I'm a YouTuber, you know, as far as on the watching and being a fan side. I know what goes on, honey, and I got all my eyes out here watching, honey, and I'm here.
Well, give me probably 2 quick tips or quick advice
Don't
being
cross me.
what? I ain't worried about you. I ain't worried about you. See, because you know the difference in you and I. Let me put this in perspective right now. I can say to you, hey, mother, spill it, boy James. Well, yeah, that kind of bothered me, and you and I talk about it. You won't come down here and make a video. Go really BTV. We ain't paying spill it, boy no attention.
Come on, I just was enjoying the conversation. I didn't really I'm just listening.
Go to bed. Star, hit the button, girl.
Lady T, from your experience,
Mm-hmm.
And what you know now, what would you do different and how do you feel?
I would call my high school girlfriends and see how they was doing during this COVID.
Oh, okay.
That's what I would have did. People I know, you know what I mean?
I'm still lost. I like it, Lady T.
Well,
I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
Nope. I like James. Bashful B, thank you so much. I know I couldn't get you to come on here, but thank you so much for joining me tonight. I'll cross you for those 10 masks. That's she talking to you, James.
Let me address. Let me address that. Let me address that before we leave.
Oh shit.
No. No, you know what? Because I always have intention on addressing it, and then I end up it just goes completely out of my mouth. And Miss T was supposed to address it anyway. Is that I don't do custom orders at all. Sorry. That's why it always slides out of my mind, and then I get off of here and I go about a bit. I don't do custom orders at all.
I forgot to say it.
I don't do any custom orders. If it's not on that site, I don't produce it.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't choose colors and cuts, and none of that stuff. So that's that, and that's my fault because I should have been actually taking care of that. Yeah, I don't do custom orders, and I know that's strange and that's different, but I don't do custom orders at all. But I will tell you this: on Instagram. On Instagram, I've found there are a lot of Black-owned Instagram businesses that do masks, that do accept custom orders. I was supposed to put that in an email for you days ago, and I apologize. But yeah, just go into Instagram and search. There are a bunch of them, and they're and a bunch of them are Black-owned, and they are doing custom, and they will take it and make it however you want it. You get to choose your fabrics and all that stuff.
Thank you. Lady T.
No, thank you, Miss T, because you forgot too.
Well, so did you. And I didn't stop. I didn't stop supporting you.
I told you, don't start with me.
Don't you start with me, because then we'll be headliners tomorrow. We'll be trending tomorrow. So don't start with me.
Now, and I'm getting ready to clean her up, honey.
Okay.
Please do.
I expect to see you down front. I'm gonna clean her up.
I won't come. Lady T, let's wrap it up, baby.
Yes, ma'am.
I have no beef with you. Go ahead, baby.
I don't have any beef with you.
All right. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's just a level of friendship. Thank everybody for joining me. Make sure that you hold on until I play my outro music. Y'all know my outro music got to go. And thanks for joining me, you guys. I think we got off track, but it all ended well. And I thank you for joining me. It doesn't matter. Sometimes you just got to let it flow. And that's what we did tonight. But don't trust no mofo on here to be afraid. With that being said, F them all.
But I don't think that you got so far off track, Miss T. I think all the queens' crowns seem to be straight to me.
Thank you, baby. Appreciate that so much. But again, don't trust nobody. Keep it stranger danger. No mo do. You right. Here we go. If your king's crown is tilted, no, sorry. If your king's crown is crooked, help him straighten it up. If your queen's crown is crooked, help her straighten it up. Make sure you speak life and wisdom into your princes and princesses. They are our joint heirs in our future. Make sure you be a blessing and not a bother. It doesn't take much to bless someone. We were all blessed tonight, believe it or not. Just having this conversation, we were blessed in some type of form or fashion. I thank you all for tuning in, and until then, peace. Gotta go. Getting sleepy.
All right. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.